Not all Doom games are built equally. Because the iconic game has been ported across so many different platforms, there are levels that appear on console but never made their way officially to PC. This means if you've only ever played the PC version of this game, there's a handful of levels you never got round to playing. Probably. In this video I'm going to very quickly go over the levels that are exclusive to various console ports of the Ultimate Doom, which never made official appearances on PC. I'll be doing dedicated videos to these in the future, but for now I wanted to take a look at them and see what they offer to the Doom experience. Are they worth going out of your way to experience, or are they best left on these old consoles? I should also make it clear I'm only doing the Doom 1 exclusive levels here. The Doom 2 ones will come in a future video. Generally serving as the boss level in place of Tower of Babel, this level can be really mean. There's a variety of imps, pinkies, cacodemons and barons of hell to combat here. The game gives you rockets and enough ammo to deal with it all though. I like that the initial wave of enemies is pretty rough on this one. If you're pistol starting this level, you'll find it incredibly challenging if you're not quick to get that rocket launcher. Enemies are on you very fast. It's an intense little map that doesn't outstay its welcome. It's nothing too special and the design isn't that unique, but it serves its purpose and injects a bit of chaos into the playthrough. Short and sweet, just how these levels should be. Hell Keep on the consoles may share its name with a PC level, but for all intents and purposes, this exceeds that level. Yeah, I'm gonna say that, this is much better than the PC version of Hell Keep. Why is that? Well, it isn't a glorified corridor, it doesn't have wide open spaces that are filled with nothing, and it actually makes effective use of Doom's tricks to do things. There are monster closets, traps, key hunts, and the challenge in the level doesn't come from under-equipping the player. It's an actual level and it even generously rewards the player if they explore enough with a plasma rifle and plenty of ammo. There are rooms where there's actual tension because you'll wonder if you can actually get through it or not. As you pick up the yellow key, you're flung into a monster brawl, rarely seen in Ultimate Doom on this scale. It's actually pretty cool. It's a solid level and very much a fun time, even for those who've whizzed through the Ultimate Doom many times. I really like Twilight Descent and think it serves as a great penultimate level for Doom players on PlayStation and Saturn. Where I think this level truly excels is in throwing a lot at the player to test their skills that they've learned over the course of their adventure. The level throws a Baron of Hell at the player right at the start, and that's a good sign of how hard this level wants to go on the player. You'll go from facing a bunch of enemies in the crate room, battling in almost complete darkness against a whole horde of cacodemons, imps and shotgun guys, and then take the battle to various enemies as you face down various clusters of enemies as you try to rush towards the level's exit. There's a lot of interesting battles in this one, and you'll be really challenged to get past them all. The only weak spot for me in this level is the switch hunt right before the red key. It's really cheap, and hiding one of the switches behind a hidden door is really nasty in my opinion. That being said, this is a fun, challenging map with a real atmosphere, and I really dig it. For me, Threshold of Pain isn't a great ending to Ultimate Doom on PlayStation and Sega Saturn. It's a very wide level that has a convoluted layout which will likely frustrate many players who are entering it for the first time. This confusing design means that finding some of the keys and some of the key doors is a lot more difficult than it probably should be. There's a lot of curves and twists in this one, and it's easy to get lost and find yourself doubling back on yourself. There's even a massive battle against waves of Hell Knights that just falls completely flat for me, because the game hands over so many rockets to the player that it becomes trivial. If this had been Barons of Hell or even a Cyber Demon, then we'd have had something to really talk about, but alas, it just feels like a letdown. The only part of this level that I really like is the final room, where you're placed amongst Pain Elementals and Hell Knights, and it can get incredibly chaotic really quickly, but again, you can just run through and finish the level without really dealing with these enemies. It's a bit of a letdown, this level overall. The Marshes is a really simple Cyber Demon chase level. It knows exactly what it is, and it executes it to a very high order. It doesn't try to do anything special, instead it focuses on that core premise, and it delivers it to a really satisfying standard. There are a bunch of buildings dotted around where you can grab more powerful weapons. You'll be needing these if you're pistol starting, because that Cyber Demon is going to chase you everywhere. This level's got atmosphere, and it really knows how to make good use of the spaces dotted around to make the battle with the Cyber Demon feel that much more tense. I'm a really big fan of this one. It doesn't outstay its welcome, but it doesn't try to do anything too complicated with the premise. It's fun, and that's all it needed to be. Sewers is trash. but it's well-intended trash. Made by David Calvin, lead programmer of Doom 3's Xbox port, this is pulled from a 1994 WOD of his and was inserted into the game as a little bonus. Unfortunately, this is like being handed a boulder made of coal on Christmas morning. Sewers does have the feel of someone's first WOD being slapped together. It's complete chaos in design and it comes across in the gameplay experience. The titular sewers themselves are very awkward to navigate. It's very easy to get lost, and the blue key is stashed in an area with a pain floor. Lovely. The level does feature a bunch of enemies that shouldn't be in Knee Deep in the Dead, which is kind of fun, but it's not enough to save this WOD. The rooms are ugly, the textures are misaligned. It is what it is, a novelty inclusion in the Xbox version of Doom, but it's pretty terrible. Overall, I find most of these levels actually pretty fun, even if some of them are limited by the hardware that they were being placed on. Well, except for Sewer, which was just garbage. For my money, Hellkeep and Twilight Descent are the two strongest levels here, and are definitely great levels in their own right. Hellkeep completely supplants its namesake on PC, while Twilight Descent is a challenging but engaging romp that puts some of the official game's penultimate levels to shame. The Marshes is also worth a mention. There's simply no other level like it in Ultimate Doom, and it's the only Ultimate Doom level where the super shotgun is made available to the player, a novelty in its own right. Sadly, I doubt these levels will ever see the light of day in any official capacity, at least not in the modern era. But if you're adventurous enough and willing to give them a try, you might find one or two levels here that could surprise you pleasantly.